on residential wallpaper. After hanging the wallpaper, a dent was put into the wall just above my finger here. You see that dent? And so, trying to put wallpaper back into place, that it doesn't shrink, I would rather try this first. Here's what we're gonna do. We peeled back the seam to expose the dent. Whatever happened, some of the wall took a little bit of trauma there. You can see it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I've mixed 5-minute mud. I'm going to put water in this and glue, because that will not stick in there unless it has glue. Then what I'm going to do is wait till it gets midway between soft and rock hard. And then what I'm going to do is use this smoother. You notice how sharp and tight it is and thin? I'm going to use that smoother to press it into the void with the wall covering so that everything sticks together, so that I can fill in the void and glue that paper back down in one step. Let's do it. See, if you tried to repair this by removing this sheet and just filling it in here, what would happen is, and then if you let it dry, this part would be a little higher than this part. The reason why I want to do it all together is fill it in and then put the paper back, is so that it meets up and it's all glued down right during and after the repair, so that it's all fixed simultaneously. If you fix that, come back tomorrow or hours later, this sheet will likely be above this one and it won't look good. Begin the process of filling it in. Obviously, I'm overfilling it, trusting that my smoother is going to even out the surface. Now I just want to put that back together. Let's get some of that under here. So let's see how we did. Now I'm holding the smoother very tight up against the wall. I want to get that flush. Now before that gets hard in there, we want to clean it and push out that excess before it gets a chance to set up. Because otherwise, if it has a chance to set up, we won't be successful. Let's give that another minute, come back to it, and continue to press.
What would you do if the repair were in the middle or not at the seam? Maybe 5 inches from the seam or 10 inches from the seam, right in the middle of the wallpaper sheet. Well, you could make a slice right down the wallpaper, open both sides of it, and do the same exact thing and put the seams back together just like you see here.
I smoothed it out, made it flush. You see what the point of using a thin smoother is? I moved out any excess compound that's mixed with glue. And this was my dent. The reason why it's dark is because we now have joint compound, 5-minute mud drying and curing behind it. And you know, for those of you who use that mix gets dark before it gets white. I expect this to be 100% because unlike before, there's no more dent. There's no more dent in that wallpaper. And when you smooth it over, you have to be very careful that the spatula that you're using doesn't press into the dent. You literally have to drag it down as flat as possible. You see how I'm holding it against the wall? Let's come in close there. So here's the area. So we floated a little compound in there. Now, if this were not near the seam, how could you do it? Well, you could inject a mixture of 5-minute mud through a needle into the surface and then move this back and forth, just like we did over here. That is my repair of a dent in a wall under wallpaper. Let me know how you did this, or did you just take the sheet off and replace the whole thing? Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.